We have a lot to catch up on. I'm sure we've all seen the viral dot cake going around. Oh my God. And I decided I needed the Costco size of nonpareils. Of course. Of course. Why did I think that wouldn't happen? Okay, so then what the f do I do? How would you do this? Okay. Do I need like a layer first? Sick. This is why I stopped filming YouTube videos. I'm lying, it's not. I stopped filming YouTube videos because a lot has happened and I didn't know like how to bring that up to y'all without it being like a big thing. And then the more things that kept happening, the bigger it kept getting. So let's just do it all and rip the Band-Aid off. Cheers! Wow, that's gonna be so annoying to clean these up. Oh well, that's a later problem. Okay, by now we have all seen the viral dot cake. You know what's funny? Here's what's actually hilarious. I said, I'm gonna get everything together. I'm gonna have everything ready to go. That way I don't get up a million times during the video. I'm gonna make the cake ahead of time. I'm gonna make the frosting ahead of time. I'm gonna do all this, and yet, here I am still getting up. Why don't you go grab a glass of an age-appropriate beverage, a little snack, and we will get into what has been happening in all of our lives. How about that? The reason I stopped filming YouTube videos was never because I wanted to stop. It wasn't like a conscious decision where I was like, oh, I don't enjoy this anymore. It kind of just became a thing where I did not have very much time to do it. And then when I would want to do it, I was like, oh, I have a lot to tell them, but I don't know how to tell them all at once. And then these big changes kept piling up and piling up. And so I was like, oh my goodness, I am overwhelmed and insecure that this is gonna be too much. And then nobody's gonna care, or it's stupid, or I'm dumb for whatever. You know, all the things that we think that are dumb. So I decided that I was finally gonna get on a trend at a reasonable time. I feel like I'm always like, what's in my purse challenge 20 years later? Isn't that crazy that YouTube's been around for like 20 years? I saw this the other day and I was like, that looks so cute. And I've really been in the mood for cake lately because I saw a video of cake like a week ago and I was like, well, I need to have cake in some fashion. So I got some little mason jars and I'm just dropping the circle of cake that I've like measured out with my, you've all seen the video. This isn't like fascinating. Oh, that was too much. Do we think that I should add a layer of sprinkles in here? Cause I feel like that might be cute. We'll do some no sprinkles, some with sprinkles. How about that? So what's been happening? You may have noticed a difference already. I moved in with my boyfriend, my sweet boyfriend, who I realized the other day, I have not said his name on here, which I think is kind of fun and funny. And I might just keep that as the case. You might not know his name until like we get married or something. Now this is on here. Now comes like the super fun, cute part where we do this, right? And then we like schwink, schwink, schwink. Cool. And then we, boom. Totally, okay. Okay, cute alert. That's really cute. But do I want to keep doing 3 layers? I don't know, I fear that may be too much. Whatever. I moved in with my boyfriend. We moved in back in March. It's been really great. He is the best man I've ever had the pleasure of knowing. I love him so much. And it's been really fun. I actually did live with a boy one time before, like a boyfriend, and it was not nearly this fun. And I also did not love him as much, which sounds a lot worse than I mean it to, but it's also true. That was like one of the first big changes. The first really big change, I am a taxidermist now. Huh. Whoa. Okay. Now you might be thinking, hey girl, what? And that would be fair. I want to walk you through what happened. It was my 31st birthday. I have told you guys, I mean, you have seen the saga of like, what is my career? Nothing is working. It's not interesting anymore. Irene, shut up. You don't know what you're doing with your life. That's fine. That cake's good. That wasn't gonna cut it for me anymore because I was tired of feeling so discouraged by this industry. I'll come right out and say it. I know it's not the fun, sexy, like cool thing to say. I was feeling really frustrated that people who it seemed like they were not putting as much effort or time or energy into the content they were putting out were getting way more views and likes and shares and brand deals and blah, 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 blah than I was. I know it's jealous. I know that's gross. I know that's like not a fun, sexy, cool girl way to be, but I'm just not gonna bullshit you. It was really, really hard for me to feel like I could keep up. I don't want that to be misconstrued as I don't appreciate the people who do watch and who do care and who do enjoy seeing the videos I put out. It's not that those views don't matter to me and that y'all watching doesn't matter to me. It's just that like to try to make it a sustainable living, I had to figure something else out that could whatever, you know? And I couldn't figure it out. I couldn't crack the code. Other girlfriends of mine and friends of mine who do similar things have been having the same issue, whatever. Flashback, it's my 31st birthday. I don't wanna like squish it too much, but a little squish never hurt. And took me to the Butterfly Pavilion at the Natural History Museum. If you have a museum by you that does a butterfly pavilion, I highly, highly, highly suggest it. It's magical. There are all these native butterflies in this like gorgeous kind of, not like enclosed, but like enclosed in this sort of mesh net outdoor experience. It is incredible. It's so magical. Butterflies landed on me. It was a dream. Oh yeah, this looks way better. This is way cuter, everybody. This is cuter. We did that and then we were walking around the museum after and I was already having this like crisis of career and like, what am I doing with my life? What's gonna happen with me? Am I ever gonna get blah, blah, blah? I don't know, whatever. And then we were walking and I was looking at these dioramas and they were so beautiful. And I was like, somebody has to make these. Somebody has to make this taxidermy. I've always thought taxidermy was really cool. I've always like been interested in kind of those like little oddities and weird things. You guys know me, I'm a freak. So I was like, I could do that. And so that night I went home and I looked up a class and I found a class in my area taught by the one and only Alice Markham of Prey Taxidermy. It was a Birds 101 class. So we made a European starling. This is the starling that I made. So I take the Birds 101 class, I fall in love with it. I bother Alice for weeks and weeks and weeks, begging her to become an apprentice. And to my fortune, she says yes. And with that, I became one of Alice Markham's apprentices. For anyone who doesn't know what taxidermy is, that's like the dioramas in natural history museums. It's the game heads that you see on a wall in a hunting lodge, like the deer and stuff. For the people who have a problem with that, I'm gonna let you know that I understand how that problem could exist. A lot of people find it to be weird or gross or bad or whatever. However, Alice, and thusly myself, focuses on ethical taxidermy. So ethical taxidermy is really incredible and a huge part of how a lot of our endangered species, protected species, all of these animals have a new life and a new way to be learned about, which is really cool. So ethical taxidermy also means that you are only ever working on salvage specimens. You are not killing an animal so as to then create taxidermy from it. Alice is incredible and trained in museum level taxidermy, which focuses heavily, 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 heavily on education and conservation and just like the naturalism of these beautiful animals. There's so much that I've learned about the environment from doing this and so much I've learned about animals, which is cool because like I've always been such an animal girl. I was one of those kids that when I was like 8, 9, 10 years old, I would read the like dog breed books because I wanted to know what every breed of dog was. It's not that I ever like lost my love for animals, but I certainly like was not focusing on that in any particular capacity, you know? There are so many, no! I knew that was gonna happen. Shit. I hate these dot cakes. Okay, that's fine. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? Okay, hold on, everyone stop. Everybody stop. We're gonna do this, okay. And then we're gonna do another one of these. Damn it. We'll do like a scoopy-dee-doopity. I'm being cool and I'm being regular and everyone realizes that. Oh, good, they won't close. Oh, perfect. Okay, why is that? Because there's 2, okay. Well, and that one's on me. Well, that looks like shit. So at least we have that. That is the biggest thing. I have been one of Alice's apprentices for about 6 months now. And it has been the most rewarding and challenging and difficult and cool and fascinating things I've ever done in my entire life. And I am really proud of myself. It's really f***ing cool to try something. Like to give yourself permission to do something, even if it's not the thing you said you were always gonna do. And that was a really hard thing for me to accept, because from the time I was 10, I was like, I wanna be on TV, I wanna have a cooking show, I wanna do this, I wanna do that, blah, blah, blah. That's what I told everyone, that's what I told everyone I did, that's what I did do and wanted to do forever. It's been really cool and really hard and really weird all at the same time to be like, no, that's not really what I do or like my vibe anymore. And who's to say, like, you know, if Mr. Food Network was like, do you want a show tomorrow? I'd be like, sure. But for right now, I'm so happy and I'm so proud of myself and I'm really loving this journey. I would actually really love to share it with you guys. I just don't know how open anybody is to that. I know it can be a little bit controversial. I would argue though, and maybe I'll do a video on that. Maybe if you guys are interested in learning more like what ethical taxidermy is and how it's helpful instead of harmful, I would love to answer those questions. If you guys have any taxidermy questions, please leave them in the comments below. Again, I'm still rather new to this, so I will probably be referring to my fearless leader, Alice, my mentor, to ask some of those too if I don't know the answers myself, but that'll be cool because we'll get to learn a little bit together. So that's kind of like the main major change that has been a little cuckoo crazy. And I was like, I have no idea how I'm going to tell them, but here we are. I said, I will need a glass of wine to do that. Okay, is it gonna flop again? No. Okay, this one's cuter. That's good. Something had to work. What else? My mom is awesome. My brother is great. Hi, Michelle. Eddie's awesome girlfriend, who we love. Oh, and hi, Linda, my boyfriend's sweet mother, who I adore. Oh, we moved like kind of in the same area. Like I'm still in Los Angeles. More space is cool, and having a second bathroom is nice. Oh my God, okay. And I know you might be wondering, oh my God, living with a boy, what that like? And I will tell you, I am the annoying one. Everyone's like, does he leave the toilet seat up? You must be, I'm a fucking slob. Everyone's like, does he leave the toilet seat up? It must be a nightmare. And I'm like, no, I leave the toilet lid up and it drives him crazy. And I leave, I don't know, there's probably some, yeah, there's some open right now. I will leave like cupboards and drawers open, drives him insane. But my sweetest honey has the patience of a saint. While I'm working on it, he does give me grace. So thank goodness for that. What else? My sweet love friends. I just started watching Mad Men. Okay. Amazing show alert, by the way. Everyone has always been like, you would love it, because it's all like 50s, 60s themed. And I'm like, oh, totally. And then now I'm watching it and I'm like, I do love it, actually. It's a great show. Now, these are all fucking gross on the outside. So what do I do about that? That was the main thing. Okay, it was the taxidermy that I was nervous to tell you guys about. Not like nervous, because I'm really proud of it and I think it's fucking cool. Am I the grossest person you've ever seen in your life? I'm learning so much about nature and animals, and additionally about the laws surrounding them, and that's been really cool. Because like when you're somebody like Alice, she's also the coolest person on the planet. I mean, look at her. I feel like the luckiest girl in the world. That's something I'll tell you right now. A hummingbird. An Allen's hummingbird. Oh my God, I've got to tell you about the Cornell bird. Okay. I have been feeling like the luckiest woman on the face of the earth. I wake up in the morning and I swear to God, I'm not bullshitting you. I wake up in the morning, every single morning, and I say, I can't believe this is my life. I have this beautiful home with a man I love. I'm working towards an incredible new goal with like a really phenomenal woman helping guide me there and doing everything she can to help me. And I'm loving learning about that. I'm feeling so connected to like nature and the earth and this whole world. My mom is awesome. She's the coolest person on the planet. She's doing great. I have the best family. I have the coolest friends. Even my day job, the bar, I love that bar. I feel so lucky. And then even on the days where I don't, or if something goes wrong, or if I don't get something or whatever, I still am like, wow, what a blessing. I can breathe on my own. I have running water. I can take a shower whenever I want. I have clean water in the fridge. I have food that I can eat whenever. Like, this world is just so incredible. And even on our hardest days, sometimes it's you gotta force yourself. Sometimes you gotta force yourself and be like, wow, my heart is still beating on its own. That's cool. Wow, I have a friend who checked in on me. That's awesome. And even if that's not happening, you could be that for somebody else. What a blessing. We have these phones. How old am I? 85? I mean, my name, you would suggest it. Everyone I meet, I say, my name's Irene. They say, that's my grandma's name. Same girl. We have these phones. We can reach out to anybody we've ever met pretty much and be like, hey girl, how you doing? That's so nice. Doesn't it feel nice to get a text like that from somebody you love? Text somebody today. That's your homework. You have 2 pieces of homework today. Sorry, 3. 1, leave a question for me if you have any questions about taxidermy or living with a boyfriend or whatever. Sub number 1, if you want to tell me what kind of videos you might want to see regarding taxidermy, or if you're like icky, gross, that's allowed too. Homework number 2, text somebody that you know to check in on them. Even if just checking in is like, hey girl, love you. Great. Number 3, now it's your turn, girl. You thought you were off the hook, didn't you? You did. You have to tell me about what's happening with you. Did you move in with a partner? Did you move out with a partner? And if you did, leave that in the comment because I need some gossip. How is work for you? Have you started a new hobby or career or goal or task or thing or show? Let's also not forget that sometimes stasis is magical in its own right. Sometimes there is a real joy in everything is the same, and that same is good. Are we all recognizing that I've done this whole video with icing, completely covering my hands? Good. The world is our oyster. Everything is awesome. I really did miss you guys. Sometimes, if I've had like a glass or 3 of wine, I'll go into my old YouTube videos and look at the comments and this is like big time. This is like big time admitting, like I feel like I'm admitting guilt. Sometimes I'll go into my old YouTube videos and I'll go to the comments of them and I'll go like newest to oldest, so I see the newest ones. And I just see what people have been up to. And sometimes it'll be like a video from 3 years ago, somebody will have commented on like a month and a half ago. And I'll be like, no way, girl, that's cool. And I love it. I love it and I love you. And I'm so, so grateful for you to be here. Thank you for sticking around, and thank you for watching, and thank you for supporting me even in the times where I go kind of dark. I love you, and I love this life, and I love everything, and I love taxidermy, and I love wine, and I hate these cakes. I need to try one. I think when I have one, it'll be fine. Okay, I'll talk to you soon. Have the best day ever. Be grateful today. Send that text, leave that comment. What was the other thing I said? Tell me about what's happening with your life. I love you, I love you. Bye.